Hello students, today I will be walking around the classroom while you are working to see how your rough draft of your diorama is coming along. Remember that your diorama should represent the positive and the negative effects that hurricanes have on cities. I will be walking around to each person to make sure that everyone is on the right path, and I will be asking you a couple of questions to make sure you are understanding the concept. Wow, that drawing looks amazing. Can you tell me more about what's happening in your picture?
Yes, Mrs. Hyde, I can. So far, my diorama, I'm going to separate the box into two halves to represent the positive effects and the negative effects of a hurricane.
Well, that sounds great. That's a great base plan. Can you tell me more about the positive effects that a hurricane has on a city?
Well, after my research, there are a lot of positive effects, but one I found was there's not a lot of positive effects, but one I found was that hurricanes bring a lot of rain. And this can help the farmlands and the crops to grow better, especially if there's been a drought.
That's very interesting. How are you going to go about showing this in your diorama?
Well, I thought about going to draw some raindrops and some clouds with a field that looks like a desert and it's all dried up and the crops aren't growing.
That's very good. But remember that your topic is to focus on the effects of a hurricane on a city.
Oh, so I guess a lot of cities, they have yards and stuff like that and trees and they're all yellow and they're not growing very well, so the raindrops would help those yards as well.
Very good. That sounds great. What did you have in mind for your negative effects?
Well, the negative effects are that, well, when the winds are really blowing hard during the cities, they can come in and break the windows of the buildings, they can blow down the buildings and take off the roofs, they can turn over cars, and the trees can fall and just make a real mess and close all the businesses in the city, and that would be devastating for the businesses there.
Wow, it sounds like you have some personal connection with them.
Yeah, I've read a lot about it, and I've lived with my parents all over the world, and so I know that hurricanes can cause a lot of damage.
And does this have a big impact in your life?
It was when I was growing up. In fact, we saw some trees fall right in front of us one time and just missed our car.
Wow, you really understand your materials, and it sounds like you have a personal connection with this topic. That's great. So how are you thinking about depicting this into your diorama?
Well, I'm going to draw the pictures like I said, with the rain clouds and stuff for the negative things, for the positive things. For the negative things, I have to build some buildings, put some trees up, I'll put a road there, and maybe some business and stuff, and show that when a hurricane comes in, how it's going to look so devastated.
How are you going to depict this hurricane? The winds?
By the wind, yeah. By some arrows maybe, or
Some
circles.
clouds?
Circles and clouds, twirly things on the paper.
That's really good. And it's an awesome idea. Do you think that this can happen to us here in Tacoma and Washington?
It could. I guess a hurricane, if the things in the global warming could change things quite a bit that causes a hurricane, but I know we can have some really strong winds here in Tacoma.
That's a great job. Keep up the hard work.
Thanks, Mrs. Hyde.